What up, Space Fam? Ghost in here from Anime Upper, and I'm back at it again to discuss the latest and craziest developments in the One Piece story. Today, we got Zoro vs. King conclusion, Luffy vs. Kaido, and much more, so make sure to stay tuned for this one. If you do enjoy seeing these One Piece reviews and want to keep them coming, channel the Pirate King within and smash that like button with no mercy. Remember, smashing that like button is Pirate King energy and passing is Orochi energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't, make this the video you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications, or you will miss future One Piece videos and updates. And while you wait for the next One Piece chapter to drop, feel free to check out my huge and growing One Piece playlist that includes videos on all the Yonko, Admiral, Supernova, and much more. Link to that is in the description. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. This chapter is called Bushido is the Way of Death, which is a quote taken from a guide to being a warrior slash samurai. And although we tend to respect people who are ready to face down death in the pursuit of their principles and dreams, it's interesting how they play with the concept in this chapter, but more on that later. Our boy Zoro has done the impossible. Our Zoro, the dude we watched since back when he was Luffy's only crewmate, just beat King, the strongest creature's right-hand man. The Yonko commander with the highest known bounty. It just feels surreal. This is actually happening, and it's crazy. The narrator says Zoro clipped King's wings, which is pretty epic from our perspective since we back Zoro, but pretty sad for King at the same time. And they've done a good job of making us sympathize with him through the flashbacks. King remembers a conversation with Kaido, where he said he believed Kaido was Joy Boy. King said it doesn't matter what Kaido does, he owes his life to him. He tells Kaido to keep being the strongest, and he'll make sure to never lose until Kaido is the king of the pirates. And it's genuinely a bit sad that he couldn't keep his promise. You can tell that King's a solid dude and lives by his principles, so it isn't just a purely satisfying defeat like when Sanji beat up Queen, who has such a hateable personality. And let's keep in mind, King did a good job. He was clearly significantly younger in the flashbacks, and now he's 47 years old. In his defense, he gave Kaido plenty of time to become the Pirate King, so he shouldn't feel too bad about his loss. It's just crazy that he lost to an up-and-coming 21-year-old. Imagine Zoro at 47. It's actually insane how well the Straw Hats are doing based on their ages. We then get King's backstory juxtaposed to Zoro's backstory. When Zoro lost and promised to never lose again, and asked the King of the Pirates, aka Luffy, if he had a problem with that. Luffy laughed and said nope. Oda is doing a good job here of showing that even though our Zoro got to keep his promise, it also meant another person, another solid dude, failing to keep his. It's the harsh reality that on the path to be the best, there will be many people whose dreams get crushed. And Zoro is so cool here. He says if this is what it takes, he'll become the king of hell to fulfill his promise and reach his dream. It's interesting that our main character is associated with hell here, while the antagonist King looks like a fallen or defeated angel he cut down. But it goes well with One Piece and how Luffy also insists that he's not the good guy. He's a pirate who does what he wants to do. Anyways, Zoro, despite just beating the Yonko commander, still has enough energy to launch a powerful attack that propels him back onto the island. Shocking and very hype stuff we've seen from Zoro this arc, and this dude definitely earned to get some rest at this point. I felt like it was over last chapter too, but this was a fitting way to end this fight, and nice to get it spelled out for us by the narrator that the victor is in fact Zoro, no more doubt about it. A CP0 member hears that King has lost and he straight up says it can't be. And yeah, that must be how it will feel to the whole world when this gets out. The All-Stars and the Flying Six are defeated. As is mentioned, it's no joke, but it's also mentioned that with those two monsters, meaning Big Mom and Kaido, still going, those wins are meaningless. And that's a bit harsh saying they're meaningless, since we know the last battle had hella meaning for both Zoro and King. But yeah, I get where he's coming from in the sense that two Yonko could take out an army on their own, and until both of them fall, or at least one of them falls, this is far from over. We see Big Mom against Kid and Law still going strong, and honestly, this is the fight that I'm most concerned about in the sense that I don't know how our side will win. I trust Luffy, I know he'll pull it off, but things are just not looking good for Law and Kid. We'll see. This is definitely one of the fights that I'm glued to the most, and I'm just very curious to see what will happen. The whole island about to hit the city thing is explained again. If nothing happens, it will crash into it. If Kaido loses, it'll fall and explode because of the stockpiled weapons, and if Momo creates the clouds to hold it up, Kanjuro's revenge flames could set off the explosives anyways, so Yamato will have to stop it. In all likelihood, Momo Momo will succeed and Yamato will succeed, and that's how our team will survive. We get Fuga helping Yamato by attacking another number guarding a door. It's great because instead of getting the key, as asked, Fuga just smashes through the other number and the door at the same time. It's such a great scene for this high-paced point in the arc. Then we have our boy Usopp shine, and this is where the constant readiness of death comes in. Both Kinemon and Kiku think they're too far gone and Usopp should rescue the other. And Usopp hilariously says, "Perfect, I'll just leave you both and escape," which made me laugh. But then he does the right thing like always, and he's like, this is enough of this dying stuff. The whole point of the rescue attempt is to save them, and they shouldn't be so resigned to death. And it's an interesting idea, taking fearlessness and honor too far. Usopp gives a nice and pretty convincing alternate life view, saying, and I quote, "It may look pathetic to keep struggling with tears and snot running down my face, but I don't care. I'll never stop clinging to life. You have to keep going, even if it's in disgrace. Dying after coming this far would be a waste." End quote. Great speech, great logic, and it appears his words and perhaps tears really reached the two, who were stoically resigned to die just a few moments ago. I gotta admit, watching Zoro and Samurai and even Batman ready to die if that's what it takes is inspiring AF. But it can be taken to an extreme and dying is not always necessary. So I really like that Oda communicates this through Usopp here. Nobody should give up on life so easily if it's possible to survive. Izo agrees and comes to protect Usopp and the others. It's a very cool moment. Izo is recognized by enemies as a former Whitebeard division leader, but Usopp doesn't know who he is. Izo, in a very well done panel, reveals his back and the Kozuki family symbol on it. He's ready to protect the others and tells them if they truly believe in Luffy, they have to live on. After all, if they live on, they can be of more use to the cause down the line. Izo even calls God Usopp by name and tells him to keep them safe. Usopp said he didn't know who Izo was, but Izo knew of him, showing how famous the Straw Hats have become. And it's not lost on Usopp that such a clearly legendary fighter knows him either. It's a great moment where he tries to live up to his own hype and take care of them. And then we just get some more updates on characters, like the ninja's still fighting and it's pretty even, and Orochi's still wondering if he's dreaming and distracted by his Komurasaki as the whole place is about to blow. Apu, instead of fighting honorably like Drake did against CP0, runs away. I wonder if it would have made any difference if he had Drake's back and they fought together, but as things are, they have taken out Drake, a supernova, proving to be very formidable fighters. Notably though, they do give him some praise for being a handful. Thus, we didn't really get the all-out Apu and Drake versus these two because Apu just ran away, and I guess we could all see that coming. I feel bad for Drake though, but this fall served to show us that these guys are in fact quite strong and Robin better watch out. Suddenly, they are told to get out of the castle quickly since the All-Stars have been wiped out. So that might actually be the thing that gets them off Robin's back, unless they just use his motivation to increase the speed of their search. Either way, looks good for Supernova Apu since they have no time to waste with him. It's said the chance of the new generation winning is 1,000,000 to 1. But they gotta be ready if they somehow pull it off, and it's definitely looking more likely by the chapter. We also see that Zoro and Sanji are recovering and not in fighting shape, which makes sense, they did enough. We get a hype statement that news that big, like the Straw Hats beating to Yonko, would exacerbate everything that's happening in the world. The fate of an era will be decided on this island in the next few minutes. Wow, things just don't get more hype than that. Oda is pretty much telling us the next few chapters will be insane. Pandemonium. The CP0 agents want to believe that the Straw Hats and friends have reached their limit. But as if in defiance of that statement, we see Luffy still going strong, taking hits from Kaido and even dishing out a great punch that sends Kaido flying. Luffy falls too, and then they both get up. It's such a great moment as they're both loving it. They're both bosses, and this is what you get when bosses fight. They're excited by the challenge and both think it's getting good. The narrator tells us that these are the smiles of the mighty, and then asks, what will the fallout of this deathmatch be? Another hype detail suggesting Kaido might straight up be killed, but maybe deathmatch is just used for dramatic effect here. Either way, I am shocked by how well the Straw Hats have done, but also worried that, as CP0 mentioned, they're reaching their limit. Even if Luffy wins, he'll be tired, Sanji and Zoro are down right now, So a full-on marine attack after this will not be good. They'll definitely need some help to get out of this insane situation. But that is it for this one, for this chapter. One Piece is so good right now and getting better. This is a historic moment for the manga, no doubt. MVP here goes to Usopp for me because of his epic speech. I really loved it. And Luffy was great too, don't get me wrong, but he'll probably get MVP for like the next couple of chapters in a row anyways. Let me know who your MVP was and what you expect to happen in the next chapter. What do you think will happen to Big Mom? If the Marines fail to time their attack well enough, Big Mom might actually join forces with our guys to escape. As usual, we'll see what happens. It's gonna be crazy no matter what happens. We know that for sure. But anyways, if you did enjoy this review and want to keep them coming, channel the Pirate King Within and smash that like button with no mercy. Go Luffy on it, go Joy Boy on it, go Roger on it. Remember, smashing that like button is Pirate King energy and passing is Orochi energy, so choose wisely. If you haven't, make this the video, subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future One Piece videos and updates. And while you wait for the next One Piece chapter to drop, feel free to check out my huge One Piece playlist that includes videos on all the Yonko, Admiral, Supernova, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys!